Social studies. Dun, dun, dun. Actually, before we start, get out your planners. So remember, I really want you to do this. And obviously, if I write it on the board for your planners, it needs to be done. Study for test. Now, remind me and remind your friends, what is the best way to go through this book? Read it from cover to cover? No. What is the best? I mean, obviously you need to do some reading, but when you are studying for a test, what do you need to look for on these pages that will be very beneficial? Christian? Yes. Also look at all the pictures, all the graphs, all of the little maps, things like that will only be beneficial. The timeline will be beneficial. Everyone needs to start. What were the Articles of Confederation? Tyson.
The first sets of laws that the founding fathers made.
Well, not the founding fathers, but you are right. They were the first set of laws that were created by the government after what war? Tyson.
The Revolutionary War.
The Revolutionary War. So the Articles of Confederation were started after the war concluded. People realized that they needed laws. People need laws. How many states existed after the Revolutionary War? America. The United States of America was how many states, Grayson? 13. Oh, nice. That was a trap. So what was happening to the former soldiers as they immersed back into their world? Were things really hunky-dory at the time? What was happening? Cole.
They didn't pay the bills for the farm, so they were being thrown in jail.
Yes. What is that called when you owe money? I'm going to give you this because you got the first part right. Good job. What is it called when you owe money and you can't pay it and you have to pay it back? In the case of our soldiers, they were unable to pay it back. James? A debt. Yes. We still have debts today, but fortunately we don't get thrown in jail for them. Very good. So, people were really happy about being thrown in jail because they couldn't pay their debts. Oh, no. So they were very unhappy. What happened? What happened? Helen?
They couldn't pay their bills because they just came back from the war.
Right. Yes. But the people were very unhappy. They fought the war. They came back. They can't keep their farms because of the debt. The taxes kept getting higher and higher and higher. Sounds familiar?
Yeah. King George III.
King George III. So something happened in Massachusetts, started by a certain person, McKenna.
Shea led a rebellion against the Cowhouse.
Shays Rebellion. People rebelled against what was happening. And this made people worried that the Articles of Confederation were not what? Olivia?
Stable.
Stable. We're strong enough. So that got people thinking that we need something else. Something more concrete, something more strong, and something that will endure the test of time. So, what is a republic? What is a republic, Wensheen? A balanced type, yes. And that is what our founding fathers strove to create. It is a republic. Who can tell me what a delegate is? Who is not had a piece of cake? To Emmy. You're right. They represent what? Well, so a delegate is a person who represents who? You pretty much said it. People in their state. Yeah. So delegates are people who represent. They speak for their states. So where was the Constitutional Convention held? Where was the Constitutional Convention held? Jeremiah. What city? Which also starts with a P. There you go. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Whoops, sorry, that was a bad pass. Was where the Constitutional Convention was held in 1787. What was the hopes of the Constitutional Convention? What were they trying to create? Owen. Yes. Heads up. Because he wasn't looking up. What do you want me to say? Go to sleep? Cookies. All right. Who is James Madison? Ella. No, concerning the Constitutional Convention, who was James Madison? What did he, there was something in particular about him that made him stand out. Toby. Beautiful. He had a lot of ideas. James Madison was a well-traveled person. He had been to Europe, he studied in Europe, and he had a lot of ideas how a government should be ran. Now, were all his ideas perfect?
No.
Did all of the delegates get along just fantastically? No. So, what branch of government makes the laws? What branch of government makes the laws? Christian.
Executive?
Makes the laws. Gabe. Process of elimination. Emma. Legislative. What branch of government carries out the laws? Carries out the laws. James. Executive. Very good. Yeah. I meant like a trade. And then, who decides if the laws have been broken? Tyson. Who decides if the laws have been broken?
The Supreme Court.
Which are they're in the what branch of government?
Judicial.
There you go. The judicial. Those are the three branches of government. So, everything is just no fighting, no arguing. Everything is getting along just great. What was the one thing that they really were having a hard time with at first? And it had something to do with the legislative branch of government. The big argument was concerning states and representatives and how many each state would have. Big states would have, little states would have. Owen.
Big states would have more representatives, and little states would have little.
Right. If you were a big state, you would have more representatives. If you were a small state, you would have less.
No.
Why is that a problem? And you were right, so you get a piece of candy. Why is that a problem? So what if one state like New York City gets a huge bunch of people to speak for them and Wisconsin gets maybe one? So?
How dare they? How dare they?
Grant. It would be unequal. Yes, and what is the whole purpose of our founding fathers? They just they got freed from an unequal government ruled by King George III. So they didn't want to go back to that again, right? So they're trying to figure it out. So they can't agree. What a shock. So what was it called that was the thing that made them agree on something? The Great Sheen. The Great Compromise. Oh, sorry, bad pass. Woo, that baby flew. So we had one legislative branch. What did they do to make people happy about the situation with the legislative branch? Instead of states with larger states getting more representatives versus smaller states getting less. What did they break the legislative branch into? Olivia. Oh, I need more specifics. There's two very distinct branches of government that still exist today that arose from the Great Compromise. Jonathan.
House of Representatives and the Senate.
Bingo. Do those branches of government still exist today?
Yes.
They do. Oh, bad pass. Sorry, Jonathan. I don't want to throw too hard, but then I don't throw it hard enough. Oh, the problems of throwing candy.
Do it as hard as you can.
What was the one thing that never got resolved that we talked about in our freedom box? The one thing that was fought, but never did not get resolved. A few things got resolved. What am I talking about, unfortunately? Did not. Ella. Toby. Slavery. Oh my goodness, that was a horrid. Mrs. Reed is losing it. Did it go in the trash can?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'll get you a new one. Who said he told the delegates that they would bring the judgment of heaven on a country if they did not do away with slavery in America? Who said that? Gabe. No, not quite. Although that sounds like something he would say, for sure. He was very wise. Who does not have candy and knows the answer? Beautiful. George Mason said that. But did they listen? No, they made a few tweaks here and there, but slavery was not done away with, unfortunately. What is an import? Tyson.
A shipment of things coming into a place,
Into a,
state,
could be a state, but it's a country. These are taxes that, or tariffs. What is a export? Tessa. Something that leaves the country. Good catch. All right. Very good, friends. You guys are doing so good. Love it. What is the preamble of the Constitution? And when you say it, you have to start with we, and then you can tell me what it is, just because I like to hear that. McKenna.
the preamble is an introduction and it starts with we the people.
Beautiful. Oh, nice catch. That was actually... So, the preamble is the introduction to the Constitution. Did Benjamin Franklin, true or false, this is going to be kind of a trick question, so listen carefully, advise the Republic? Now remember what the Republic is. To vote for the Constitution. Now, can a Republic vote, first and foremost? What is a Republic? Let's get that in your mind. So can a Republic vote for a Constitution? James, true or false? Benjamin Franklin advised the Republic to vote for the Constitution. Very good. Why is that false? What is a republic? A type of?
Government.
Yes. Who did Benjamin Franklin advise to do that? He advised them at the Constitutional Convention. Who were the people present? Were they republic? Or were they something else? What were they called?
Delegates.
Yes. Bingo. Delegates, not republic. Remember that. Delegates are people. The republic is a type of government. You gotta raise your hand fast. Then I will see it. All right, so we got that. Ooh, what happened? Something spilt. So the Federalists did not like the Constitution. The Federalists did not like the Constitution. True or false? M.
False.
The Anti-Federalists did not like the Constitution. Emma.
True.
So, the Federalists were people who were for the, we're just saying it, I'm not throwing candy. And the Anti-Federalists were against
The Constitution.
That's right. Who insisted on having a Bill of Rights added to the Constitution? Who insisted upon it? Cole. Yes, very good. It gave extra protection of what? More, which they're all about. Owen. Protection of the people's, would you say?
Freedom.
Yes, correct. Remember one thing, friends, if you learn something, the founding fathers were all about the freedom of the people. Having just fought a war to get their freedom from England, they wanted to make sure that they established a government that was free for the people as much as possible. Nothing is perfect, but it still lives today. What does it mean to ratify? Something to be ratified. What does that mean? M.
To be approved.
To be approved. So when they ratified the Constitution, gave it the thumbs up. How many states needed to ratify the Constitution in order for it to be law? Tessa? 9. 9 out of the 13.
9 is a magic number.
It is? Well, I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
Almost
All right. Let me look over this. What is a republic again? I want you to make sure you know what this is. What is a republic? Olivia. Type of government. Run by. That's the key component. It is a government, but it's not just any government. It's run by. That is the key. Starts with an R. Bingo. Remember that. The republic is a country, a government, a government run by representatives. Who is a representative? When you say that, what is a representative? Jeremiah?
Someone who actually speaks to them.
Yes. Very good. So, what branch of government? We have legislative, executive, and judicial. Which branch does not get voted in by we the people? Christian.
Judicial?
Yes. Who appoints the judges to be voted in by the legislative branch, the Senate and House of Representatives? But someone's got to nominate these judges to go before these branches of government. And he is in another branch of government. Machine. The president one, yes. The president one, I love it. Can anyone tell Winsheen what the president one is? I love that. Jonathan. Executive. So the president and who else resides in that executive branch of government? The president and the who? Good. The president and the vice president. Who is our president? I'm just saying, this is not, that's not going to have any candy involved. President Biden and our vice president?
Harry
Well, that's not quite right. Okay, friends, who is our vice president? Just say it. Kamala Harris. Yes. My gosh. Woo! Okay. Again. I am never going to look at her name the same again. I think that is you guys did a fantastic job. Congratulations. This is what we're going to do. Grant, do you have your desk cleaned out? Jeremiah, do you have your desk cleared out? You need to just take everything out and put it in your crate. Because your desks are going to get flipped upside down so they can raise them up. Because they have larger chairs. Because we ran out of the smaller chairs. And we used the Zillies when everyone was gone. But now they're back, so we need the chairs back. So Grant and Jeremiah have larger chairs, so the desks have to be raised. I'm sure it wasn't all that comfortable, so thank you for being so patient with the legs crammed in under the desk. All right, friends, this is what we're going to do. We are going to go down to our lockers. We're going to get everything out of the locker, bring it back here, And then we're going to proceed to go outside because it is so nice out.